Your critics be damned. How's that for a title? Your critics be damned, and my critics too. Listen, we all have critics in our life, and you're never going to please them no matter what you do. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how much success you achieve. I don't care what you do. Your critics are always going to be your critics unless you get rid of them completely. Now, you can't get rid of them if they're family members. I know that. You can just hope that they pass on into the other world very quickly. No, just joking. Listen, I remember early on when we first got started, my wife Eileen and I, it was 1989, and the money was flowing in. Flowing in. Back then, we were bringing in maybe $1,000 a day. This is after we first met Russ, our mentor, bringing in about $1,000 a day total revenue. And we went to see my dad and his wife, who's no longer, both of them have now been deceased. And we went to see them, and we were so happy. We were so proud of ourselves. And, life was great. We were just so happy. We had one of our little publications. It was called Dialing for Dollars, and our customers just loved it. They just absolutely loved that program, and I showed it to my dad. He flipped through it. He passed it over to his wife, Diane. She took one look at it, flipped through it, saw that it was poorly written, saw that it was full of typographical errors, saw that it was cheaply printed, and she just said, "This is shit," and threw it across the room. Bitch. No, just joking. Rest in peace, Diane. May you rest in peace. No, I was so furious. My dad came down on her. He was very mad at her about that, and it was embarrassing. I was upset. I didn't talk to her for years after that. I really never forgave her for that. And yet, you know what? I guess maybe I have forgiven her for that, because the bottom line is I can kind of see where she was coming from. Because she looked it all over, and we had just told him how much money we were making. We were doing pretty good. This was 1989. $1,000 back then was probably more like $2,500 a day now. And although that was just our gross sales, that was more money than we had ever made in our lives. But she saw that it was cheaply written and cheaply printed, and we were selling it for like $12.95. Couldn't have cost us more than 50 cents to print it. It was just a glorified pamphlet is all it really was. And, she's an educated person, was an educated person. And she was an intelligent person. Here, I was a high school dropout. My wife was a high school graduate. But to her, we were just a couple kids that really didn't know much and couldn't expect much from out of life or whatever. And yet we had the gall to start our own business, and now we were bringing in $1,000 a day, and business was booming, and customers loved us. And, that was her opinion. She did not understand the market, though, that we were in, because our marketplace actually really loved that booklet. And that booklet led to some back-end sales. There was some stuff in the back of it that led to, us doing even more business with the customers and stuff like that. I mean, we were brand new in the business, but we understood our market. And we knew what we were doing. And she didn't. To her, and that's the way your family sees you now. If you're just getting started, they're never going to... Look, your critics are always going to be your critics. And I remember early on telling people that I was going to be a millionaire someday. And they just laughed at me. They thought that was the funniest damn thing that they ever heard, that I was going to be a millionaire. And because I didn't have any of the qualifications that you would think that somebody that would be a millionaire would have. I wasn't born with money. I had no special skills or abilities. I just had a lot of ambition, and I was willing to do whatever it took. And I really understood the market well, because I was a customer of that market before I ever before I went over on the other side of the cash register, so to say. And then my wife and I made a good team. She turned out to be quite a business person, whereas I'm just a crazy, goofy entrepreneur that I got to put my time and my energy into sales and marketing, which is what I excel at. And ultimately, we did make millions. And you'd think some of our family members would say, look, you were right all along. Should have never doubted you. But they didn't. Instead, they just said, we got lucky. We just got lucky or whatever. Our success just made them even more furious. It showed them that they should be maybe going for some things in their life. They should maybe be trying to reach for their own dreams or whatever. Anyway, your critics be damned. Don't pay them any attention. Ignore them if they're family members. Try to just never always talk about the weather or sports or whatever. Don't pay any attention to your critics. And I hope something I've said here has made a difference. Your critics be damned. You've got them, I've got them, we've all got them. Now, if you're a client of mine, I want to thank you very much. And thank you for being a client. I appreciate that. If you're not a client, you want to know what we're doing, click on the link below. And bye for now.